Happy Friday, May 30th, 2025, everybody. And guess what? It is officially a 150 day of the year. So, you guys, be ready, guys, because things is about to turn pretty unusual for the month of June, and it is going to be above average rainfall and usual temperature, which means warm air, then cool air, then warm air. Started with this nice cool air. But before we start about it, I want you guys to take a look at the couple of things that I have in mind here. The first one is being related to satellite up to the north in Canada, everybody. So you guys can see here in Canada, over the past week or so, we have seen this wildfire report. Now, see those clouds over there and over there? This is not clouds. These are smoke from the wildfires. And you can see we got heavy wildfires going on over here, and over here. And you guys should see the end of the day once this is turning into dark, because this is where the peaking heating of the day is. And this is really cool, guys, seeing this. Now you can see there's some rain over there and there, but around it are those pretty wildfire smoke. But this cannot be good, because the last time we got this situation was over here back in 2022, and this brought down some smoke down into the central and eastern United States. Now this time this wildfires will bring down smoke across the central United States, and that will be a big problem, because when there's smoke, there will be blocking of the sun, there will be much cooler temperatures, fog, visibility being low, and a pretty sunrise and some sunset there, which is very pretty. It's not completely clear, but it's clear enough that if it's cloud free, you guys see the sun looking pretty like this. And this can cause some big time storms too, because as this smoke blows up, I got some special storms starting to blow up over there, which did cause some tornado outbreak across Northeast Ohio back in 2022, in case you guys don't remember. So this is something that we really have to watch for as this next trough comes down, because we are watching the smoke hit this area over there. So this will be something to watch for over the next few days. And not only that, but since we watched the northern part of the area, now let's go to the southern part, into the Pacific Ocean just west of Mexico, where there's a first tropical system of the year just developed. Now this is thanks to the long-term geostatic storm, which has plagued the northern and southern poles over the past 24 hours. And you can see here, we believe that this has something to do with this new tropical storm developing right across the Pacific Ocean, not one day before the first day of official hurricane season. So this is pretty unusual, and Marvelous is showing more tropical storm in the Atlantic Ocean that we have to start on keeping the eye on too. So let me speak at GFS model. Let me take a look at the GFS model for today, and you can see here this is at 8 p.m. tonight, and you can see we got a couple low pressure systems, one up there, but the next thing that we have to watch for is a one down over there, as we are watching this very big storms trying to develop across this area. In this area too, along the cold front, as we are going to have some winds today too. And by my brain over there, well, I can tell that due to the auroras being visible, the energy can interact with this storm, and this may cause those storms to become stronger than previously suspected. So, and this is why that today there is a enhanced risk of severe weather today from the North Carolina, South Carolina into Georgia, and it's driven by a 30% wind risk. So be ready for some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds from Greenville to Charleston to Charlotte, all the way to that area. So be ready. And this is surrounded by a very large 50% slight winds across the Virginia. And don't forget, major winds for the Chicago area too. And don't be surprised if Marbles is seeing this Spanish ball across this area too. As the Gerardus storm, I believe, make a strong connection to weather, and it is showing just that. So be ready for those of you guys who live in this area. So take a look into tomorrow, and tomorrow will be a pretty interesting day as we are watching this next big system develop across the northeastern United States. This is called the northeaster type, and with some very wraparound moisture and some winds going across the northeast here, bringing us rain, storms, and winds. So especially from the Atlantic Ocean. So if you guys live in the area, be ready for some strong winds, and be ready for day 2 with 2, as we get this day 2 with from West Virginia all the way down to North Carolina. So that will be something to watch for, and even a major with 2 for Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, which we really need to watch for too. So a lot going on there for day 2. And then you can see for day, which should have been stronger according to my belief over here. So now let's take a look at the GFS model again as we move on into the day 3 outlook. So this is June 1st over there. This is going to be Monday, and you can see this low pressure system will, or I believe Sunday. So this is Sunday. So you can see this low pressure system will be up. And you can see snow develop across the Canada area, which is pretty unusual for this time of year. So that's something that we really have to watch for. But what we really have to watch for is this huge ridge burning up in the west, big trough in the east, and ridge again in the west of the Dale. So that will be something that we really need to watch for, especially given the smoke from a wildfire situation across this area. So that is definitely something that can boost. And it's going to be hot here in California too. As for the next couple of days, the southeast areas will reach 110 degrees. So that is pretty high for this time of year. And you can see Monday, June 2nd, this would start to move east as this trough starting to burn into the west, quickly coming down there. There's the big ridge burning up in the east, and that will create a low pressure system across Colorado here. So we are starting to see something interesting burning up. And you can see here Tuesday, Wednesday, the severe weather will be burning up. And boy, oh boy, it's lining up to be a significant severe weather day with 4,000 CAPES, that stands for Convective Potential Available Energy, or CAPES for short. And you can see here that we will get some CAPES in some 35-degree dew points across Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska over the next couple of days. So over the next week or so. So that is something that we really need to keep an eye on. And it doesn't stop there. See how it gets out there as it moves east. And then we will get this big storms developing, severe weather and flooding as we go throughout the day. And then it's on June 10th is something that really shocks me for this time of year. Look down to the south. Boom shakalaka. There is a hurricane. One of the first electric hurricane season of the year, 946 mobile low pressure system, potentially hitting the Twin States. So that will be something that we really need to watch for moving forward. And look, it's coming to the end, but it's not close to the end yet. So the closer it gets, the more increase in chances this hurricane will get, guys. So could it be one of the after this hurricane seasons of the year? We don't know yet. So please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And then you guys can see here on the day 3 outlook here of the storm position is green this as well as a day 4 and a day 5. So much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos. And I will see you guys next one. Goodbye. Whoop.